Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on.
And as it is the 26th of August, we are going to be watching The Day of the Jackal from 1973, directed by Fred Zinnerman and starring Edward Fox. So, to put it out there, I have seen this movie before. I've actually seen it a number of times. It's a very cool movie that I discovered. I believe it was just on regular television when I originally watched it. And it just was so long and I just got so wrapped up in it. I'm pretty sure my original viewing of the movie was edited for television, so it was just for time. So there were scenes missing, and it wasn't until I was actually able to watch it on probably one of the network shows, the streaming services, well, maybe not streaming at the time, but it would have been one of the classic movie channels that we had available to us back in the day. I had never seen this movie on Blu-ray or DVD or anything like that. I've only just witnessed it on broadcasted television. So this would probably be my very first time watching it fully through from start to finish with no ad breaks or whatever. And like I'd already mentioned, the movie does star Edward Fox, but also stars Michael Lonsdale, Alan Battle, Derek Jacobi, Michael Auclair, Cyril Cusack, and Maurice Denham. An underground French paramilitary group is intent on eliminating President Charles de Gaulle, played by Adrian Kala. But when numerous attempts on his life fail, they resort to hiring the infamous hitman known as the Jackal, played by Edward Fox. As the enigmatic assassin prepares to shoot de Gaulle, he takes out any problematic people along the way. Meanwhile, Labelle, played by Michael Lonsdale, a savvy Parisian police detective, begins to solve the mystery of the killer's identity. So this movie is just straight out a great 70s thriller noir spy film. We deal with a great version of this movie as we follow almost three sides of this equation. Now, this is based on a novel, but I'm not 100% sure how the novel goes, but we get a really neat perspective on this as we actually follow the three different factions throughout the course of this movie. Well, not only do we have the underground OAS that want to perform the assassination, and how they deal with obviously not having to be able to be successful and then having to hire someone and then trying to exist through the rest as their members are being picked off by the police. We also followed the Jackal himself as he becomes hired and goes through the stages and steps to preparing himself with several different cohorts and assistants to get him to the point that it needs to. And then we also follow the police that are actually trying to track down not only members of the OAS, but to figure out who this mystery assassin is throughout the entire thing. So we get to jump back and forth between the perspective, and it's kind of neat because the audience is aware of all four perspectives, and you can see the pieces of the puzzle that the other members are trying to figure out, and it's kind of an interesting way to tell the story, especially when you're dealing with a early 70s stylistic movie. Now, the cast that we are presented do a fabulous job at giving an atmosphere of suspense that is very palpable throughout the whole entire thing. You're never really sure who is actually going to end up the victor, I guess, as what you're looking at the end, like which one of these three different stories that we're following is going to be the one that comes out on top at the end. It's a very interesting way to do it. It's a classic espionage film, and we are dealing with the great details, like I said, that are pulled to life by this fantastic cast of actors. I don't normally do this, but spoilers. As the failed assassination attempt on de Gaulle fails the following day, which is August 26, 1963, the Jackal, who got killed, is buried in an unmarked grave. And that is about 2 hours and 19 minutes into this 2 hour and 23-minute movie. And when it came to the Academy Awards for that particular season, it ended up being nominated for Best Film Editing. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what we're going to be watching for tomorrow, which is August 27th, and that is Moneyball from 2011. So until next time, go see a movie.